Hi Lana, welcome once again to Lana's Coach. So we want to take a look at the difference between internship and industrial attachment. So if you have been following us keenly, last time we talked about how to write either an internship or industrial attachment report. So kindly check within our channel and maybe get to understand how you can generate or rather come up with these particular reports. I also attached or rather share the link to our website where you can download a sample industrial attachment report and of course an internship report. So today I want to just focus on the difference between the two, because most students have always asked me to explain the difference between internship and what maybe is similarity between them. So I'll just give you a bonus to understand the similarity between internship and industrial attachment, and of course their differences, right? So as you can see, internship ideally is an opportunity to work in a company or organization with or without pay for a certain period, usually 6 to 12 months, in order to acquire skills and work experience. So that's very, very important. Now it depends with the company rules and regulations on how they conduct that internship. It could even take 1 year. So it depends, but the main importance of internship is to acquire skills and work experience. Now, the position of the students who mostly take up internship is either whether you could be a graduate or doing your final semester, right? Graduates and finalists have completed their academic responsibility and are yet to be employed. So they always take this particular opportunity of doing some kind of internship so that they gain some work experience and become employable. So before you start hustling or looking for jobs, first of all, look for internship opportunities, because they are the ones that are going to give you some kind of work experience. Now, that is internship. What about industrial attachment, right? Commonly referred to as an attachment, right? So it's an opportunity for continuing student. This is what you do when you are still continuing with your studies. So it to work in a professional work environment. It exposes you to professional working environment. It helps you apply learned knowledge and acquire real work experience. So attachments can be compulsory. In fact, they are compulsory for completion of the academic curriculum of either a diploma, a degree, or a master's course, right? And thus they have some kind of credit bearing. Yeah. So ensure that before you are through with your studies, you kind of do an industrial attachment, and of course you produce an attachment report. Normally it takes between 2 to 4 months. Mostly it is normally 3 months, and employers rarely pay for them. So it's very hard to be paid when you are doing some kind of industrial attachment. But of course it depends with organizations. Some will always give you some maybe transport allowance, right, and money to buy some food, right? Now, university students are required to attend work under the supervision of the professional and record their daily activities. That's why I talk about at the end of this attachment, you need to produce an industrial report. Normally, your supervisors, that happens to be your maybe lecturer, will always monitor your progress where you are attached to. So they normally come and check what you are doing, right? So that they fully maybe take note of what you have learned within that particular period. So in a nutshell, we can maybe narrow down to these differences between internship and industrial attachment. So the first difference that you might get is that internship is for people who have graduated, in simple terms, and industrial attachment is for what? Those who are still pursuing the education or continuing students. The other difference is that internship takes over 6 months. It can even be 1 year, and of course industrial attachment normally takes a semester period, which is normally 3 months, right? That is between 2 to 4 months. Now for internship, you expect to get some pay if it's available. We have those companies that normally offer some kind of pay, right, or salary for internship, right? But you can't compare the payment if it's available with that one of industrial attachment. For industrial attachment, the pay is a little low. As I mentioned, they can always just give you some allowances, right? Then for internship, you have already graduated, so you don't expect any supervision from academic staff, whereas for industrial attachment, you'll be supervised by a given faculty staff. And of course, the last I remember industrial attachment also has some kind of credit bearing. I forgot to mention this. And of course, internship doesn't have credit bearing because you've already graduated. Now, for internship, these are requirements for employment. For you to be able to be given a particular job, either you have done some kind of internship or you have done some kind of volunteer. So you must have done some kind of internship, right? So don't just sit back and say that, oh, of course I did industrial attachment, so you can just go and start applying for a job. No, you have to go for some kind of internship. So ideally, industrial attachment is required for what? For graduation. For you to be able to graduate, you must have done some kind of industrial attachment. So with this difference, also we can take note of some kind of similarities, right? So as you can see, both provide trainees with real professional work experience. They both require trainees to work under professional, right? Both contribute to a student's resume, although internship accomplishes all these. Both are temporary, and thus it's not a surety of employment after completion. Both can be either paid or unpaid, part-time or full-time. And of course, both provide a student with a chance to determine their interest in the profession. So these are just some similarities between industrial attachment and internship. Now, we can also look at some of the benefits of doing this, right? If you are in attachment, of course, if you are in some kind of internship, you are guaranteed to meet professionals who can be your mentor, right? Like, for example, if you did some bachelor in IT and you go to Safaricom and any other IT related company, you can always get mentors, or you see what they are doing. You can also build networks so that once you're done, you can always have some opportunities in the future. Learning to work in a team also is another added advantage. You can always ensure that you learn some team oriented kind of activities. Then it is also your chance, right, to showcase your knowledge, skills and work ethic. So don't just go there for the sake of it. Try to be unique, yeah, so that you stand out. And then of course, it also helps you achieve personal learning objectives without responsibilities of being an employee. You can also gain more practical skills. Remember, maybe in your college or university, you could be doing some kind of theory, but if you go to the field, you'll be exposed to new practical skills, and this one gives you confidence to perform your abilities. Lastly, you can become a potential employee based on your performance. Now, that is the trick. If you want to be absorbed within that particular team, then you have to be very, very of course, attentive to details, perform very well, do what you are told. If your report is good, if there's some kind of opportunities in that field, there are high chances that you are always going to be recruited to join that particular organization. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that one now sets clear the difference between an internship and industrial attachment. Should you find this information useful, as always be part of our Learners Coach community, and you can only do that by subscribing to our channel. And if you like this video, also hit on that particular like button. All right, thanks.